Hi, welcome to Shell's Homestead. Today I am pressure canning some beef and green beans. I'm going to show you how I do it. I've been sick, so my voice is kind of off, but it'll be alright. So I have 2 chuck roasts that I cut up last night into cubes. Saved me some work today. And then I have 2 big bags of green beans I got at Sam's. And I'm going to cut those into about 1-inch pieces or so. I've already washed them. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll come back. Alright. So I cut the green beans up into 1-inch pieces. Not perfect at all, but I also diced up an onion, just a white onion. The reason I dice it up is because I don't like to have too much onion in there. I don't want to feel the onion pieces, I just want the flavor. But if you actually want the onion pieces, you could just slice it instead of dicing it, however you want it. I'm gonna have to season this beef, so I'm gonna put these green beans back in this bowl for now. We'll see how this goes. I lost one. Put the beef in this bowl. It really helps if you have big bowls like this. Now, this is chuck roast. I don't know if I said it. I use chuck roast most of the time when I'm canning. And this is also not an approved canning method, so you do that at your own discretion. Now I'm going to season this. It's kind of reminiscent of a stir fry that I make a lot. But of course, you know, when you can it, that you're losing the texture on the vegetables, so it's not going to have crisp vegetables or anything like that. But when I'm in a hurry, because I'm really busy or something, it's great to take out and just eat over rice. Or also, alternatively, if you're feeling really lazy and don't want to do any cooking or anything, it's good for that too. So what I'm going to start with is some beef base, just to give it extra beef flavor. Hold on just a minute. About like that. Add some water to it. Just a little. Stir it around on it. I'm not going to add any salt to this because I'm putting in this beef base. I'm also going to be putting in soy sauce. So I will not add any extra salt. A little bit more water in there. You want to really get that base stirred in there so it's all over everything. Now I'm gonna add, sorry, trying to stick my face in the camera. This is just regular soy sauce. It's really salty, so I'm not gonna put a whole lot of that. It's just a couple tablespoons. And then this one, if I can open it, maybe my hands are cold, is dark soy sauce, and it's not as salty. Has really good flavor though. This one is mushroom dark soy. But put some of that in there. It is very black, so it'll turn your meat really dark. Stir it in. I'm not one for measuring. I'm more put in how much you like of something. So you can just guesstimate by watching, you know, and then go from there on what amounts you like of anything. I also like a lot of pepper. This is coarse pepper. Cleaned the table, by the way, before I did this. Okay. I also like, hold on, I wipe my hand off. I also like some spice. I'm just gonna put some red pepper flakes in here. You could also put gochujang or Thai chilies or anything you wanted in there. If you want spice. If you don't want spice at all, don't add it. I like some spice in there. Alright. So that's got the meat seasoned how I want it. I'm going to go ahead and add the green beans and the onion back in there. The reason I cut these green beans so small is it makes it easier to pack down in the jars and leave less airspace. Also add a little bit of sesame oil. And we'll stir that all up. Smells good. Also, if you wanted to add a little bit of sugar, if you like sweet, like stir fries or anything, you can just add a little sugar if you want, but I don't. Now, this doesn't have a lot of liquid because when I can it, the beef is going to release some juice, and that will be the liquid mixed with the seasoning. I'm going to add just a little more soy sauce, a little more dark soy. also have garlic I'm gonna add. I like a lot of garlic in it. You can chop garlic if you don't want to use these tubes. This is just easy and handy for me. I like a lot. Stir that in. That wouldn't have been good to forget. Gives it really good flavor. Okay, well, don't stir crazy like that. I'm gonna continue to stir this really well, and then we're gonna jar it up and get it pressure canned. I like to can it in pints instead of quarts, so that I have the option if I'm just by myself eating lunch or something, I don't have to have a huge jar to open. And then if, you know, I want it for a meal for everyone, I'll just open 2 pints. It gives me more freedom, I feel like, so that's how I do it. Okay. I am jarring these up now, and I wanted to show you a couple of things. There's no liquid that I'm adding to this other than the little bit of water we used. So you really want to try to get as much air space out of your jar as possible. So this thing comes in handy for that. If you don't know what this is, it's a muddler. You use it when you're making like sauerkraut and you're pounding it. But it also works really well just to push your stuff down in the jars. And kind of push some of that air out. And you can get a lot more in there than you would. Be careful not to break your jars. See, you can have a little bit more now. That way you don't come after it's canned, you know, and you have this much air in your jar wondering why. You're not going to be able to get all the air out, but just as much as you can. Pretty good by the time you're done. I'm going to do them all that way. We'll see how many I get. I got these jars all packed up. I got 11 of them. I wanted you to let you see what it looked like. Very pretty. It smells really good. So I'm going to use a wet paper towel with just water. Wipe each of these rims really well. And I do them one at a time. I think that a lot of success I have in my jars all sealing is because I wipe one rim and put a lid on while it's wet. It makes a good seal. And then fingertip tight on your lids. Put them in the canner. Can them up. These are pints. They're going to go 75 minutes. I have taken these all out of the canner. See, they're all bubbling. Looks good. I got done canning the green beans. This is what it looks like when it's done. Kind of ugly, but it'll be good. Thanks for watching.